Hey there, fans and friends of the channel. My name is Shadow Phoenix. Welcome to another episode of some Planet Coaster construction. Today, I am back in Whitaker Lake, my challenge park that I have been working on for a while now. And I am now adding something that I kind of wanted to do a long time ago, but I had an idea that I wanted to put it in the back of the park, so we had to do a few other things before we could ever actually get to this point. And to be completely honest with you, I probably should have added this like much sooner in the park's history, because a ride like this would probably be there more closer to the beginning than it would be towards, the time frame that I'm actually doing it in. So what is the ride? It looks like as you can see here, a wooden coaster, right? It's actually not. I'm trying to do like a classic haunted house kind of ride, and I didn't want to do the kitty cat ride or the antique cars or anything like that, because I'm not a huge fan of the kitty cat ride. And at this point, when I was actually building this, we didn't actually have any of the spooky pack hadn't come out yet, so we didn't have the actual haunted house rides yet. And I had to make do. So a guy on Shy Guy's World, some of you guys may know this guy, he's a very, very excellent builder by the name of Fisherman, made a haunted house, and he used the wooden coaster for this. The Gnarler, I think it's called, or the Monster, I don't remember which one it's actually called. So he did it with that, by putting it only like one car per train, and then putting multiple trains in there. So only one car would leave at a time, and it kind of worked pretty good. Especially his version. His version is awesome. Compared to mine, mine's crap compared to his. And he did his for like a boardwalk park. So my inspiration for this ride actually came from a very, very, very old classic haunted house in a small park in West Virginia. Some of you guys may know it. Probably don't, though. It's called Cannon Park. Cannon Park it's close to Huntington, West Virginia. It's not actually in Huntington, but it's kind of close. It has one of the last surviving pretzel haunted house attractions. Pretzel was a company that made these, I'm not really sure how you would call them, but most of them were kind of themed, and there were haunted house rides and other things like that. Devil's Inn, Devil's Cave, Pirates Cove, Golden Nugget, Lost Mines, things like that. They would do some things like that, and they'd been in construction for a long time. They'd done this for a long time. The one in Cannon Park is the last surviving pretzel haunted house attraction that there is. It's a double-decker, so it's 2-story. It's got a lift chain, and it's got this really cool dip that is right out front. So, I mean, as soon as you're come up on it in the park, you can see it, then you can see the cars kind of dip down in this little, it's a dip. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's really cool looking. The haunted house isn't much. I mean, it's not all that, but it is a powered ride, and it's kind of cool, and I don't know, it's just kind of neat and really old and just kind of cool. I like it, and I wanted to do something like that, because when I think of a haunted house, it's kind of what I think of in most cases. Just, having grown up, I know a lot of time I say that Kings Island is my home park, and it is. That's how I consider it anyway, even though I'm closer to Kentucky Kingdom, maybe. I don't really know if I'm closer to Kentucky Kingdom or if they're the same distance, but Kentucky Kingdom isn't all that. So Kings Island is huge, and that's really what I consider to be my home park, because that's where, in my younger days, all of my family would take a vacation there every single year. So I grew up at Kings Island, and I consider that to be my home park. But we also visited this other little, family park here called Cannon Park. I would not recommend it today. If you do go to Cannon Park today, then you might want to get a tetanus shot before, because this place is so run down. It has not been taken care of at all, and it's just a travesty. I'm actually considering doing a scenario, a custom scenario that I can put on the workshop. Workplace. Well, I guess it's a workplace, but yeah. So I'm thinking about putting it on the workshop and doing this custom scenario based kind of around Cannon Park in a way, it's this old park that has just fallen apart, and the idea is to get it back and make it kind of new again and bring it back to life, sort of thing. That's an idea I've got, and I'm probably going to work on that sometime in the future here. If you guys would be interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments below. Along with anything else, your thoughts on the challenge park. Do you like the challenge park that I've been doing? I mean, you guys are watching the videos, but they're not getting a whole lot of views, but they get some. So hopefully you guys like this series. There's still a few more episodes to go. We're almost halfway through. And yeah, so getting back to what I'm kind of doing here. What I'm trying to basically make a facade on the outside. So I use as I said, I use the wooden coaster to make the track, because that way I can get this like really cool kind of dip that I wanted, just like the one in Cannon Park, the pretzel ride. And then I just started work on the facade. And honestly, I didn't really have much of an idea of what I wanted to do on the facade. I just kind of wanted this haunted house kind of look. And again, at this point, we didn't actually have any of the spooky pack stuff yet, so I didn't have any of that stuff to work with, so I had to work with what I had, which was, you know, what you're seeing here. I did have this idea to kind of make it go through kind of around this tower at the top, as well as use the dip from the Cannon Park ride. And then I kind of thought maybe we'd have some bats kind of flying out of the belfry up there. The bats from, I believe, was in the Munsters pack, which was kind of cool. And, you know, just kind of a haunted house facade out front. Not much more to it than that. The actual thing ended up being a little bigger than what I wanted, but I had to do that to actually get the track and stuff in there and kind of make a cool ride. In the end, it came out fairly good, I think. I was really, really happy with how it ended up looking in the end of everything. Once I finished the front yard and all of the facade and everything out of it, I will be completely honest with you guys. I never actually finished this ride. I worked on it and I got the front of it done, and then I was kind of tired of working on it, so I went ahead and just opened the park for the year and let it grow. This ride in 5 years got maybe 10 visitors in 5 years. For some odd reason, one of the hardest things I had with this park, and this was kind of the beginning of it, was getting people to come to the back of the park back here, where all these rides are along my midway, as you know, right in front of the racer there. They would get to the racer, and then that would be it. That's as far as they went. It seems like all of my guests would only go on the log flume, the antique cars, the mine train that I built in one of the last episodes, and of course the racer, which got, you know, it's technically 2 rides, so it got almost all the park visitors were there, and just completely blocking this entire path. It was a pain. I struggled and struggled and struggled, and it really made me really upset with Frontier and how things were done with the flat rides and stuff, because no matter what I did, I could make a flat ride and put the prestige up and get the excitement and stuff up on it as much as I possibly could, 100% scenery, and I still could not get people to come back to the back of the park. They just would not come back here. And I blame that on Frontier's prestige system and how it works. Basically, if you put a coaster in a park and it's got a, you know, prestige of 1,000, then that's where everybody's going to go to. And nobody goes to a park and only rides roller coasters. There's flat rides and stuff there. And why even have the flat rides in the game if we're not even going to have the guests to actually ride them? And it's a circle of life that just, oh my god, I hate it. As much as I love this game, I absolutely hate it at times too, because of the design choices that Frontier made. But I do want to say thank you, Frontier, for even making this game, because I love it to death. I do. I have 2,500 hours in this game last time I checked, and that alone tells you I love this game. Look at all the videos and stuff I make. Look at how much I actually play it. I am a huge fan of this game, but there are just so many design choices that are just like, why did they do this? And I don't think it's ever going to be fixed. I think, you know, there's been a discussion, like, does Frontier did they even have a clear plan of what they want to do with this game? It's like they kind of decided to make 2 different kinds of games and combine them into one, and they couldn't decide which one to go with. Is it a management game? Is it a sandbox game? I don't know. I think they finally figured out that they just need to make a sandbox game, so they just keep adding more scenery and stuff for us, which is great. Keep on adding that stuff, guys, definitely. But you gotta go back and you gotta fix the base stuff that is so broken. Picnic tables don't work. People will sit at them, but they don't. I've never seen anybody eat at them. I've seen leftover stuff like trash and stuff on the tables where apparently they did, but I've never, ever once seen a guest sit down on the picnic table and actually eat. Most of the time, they eat their food before they even get to the picnic tables. And somebody said, well, why don't you put your picnic tables closer? I said, they're across the street. They're literally across the street. It doesn't take that long to walk from the stall to across the street and, set your food down. Okay, but so there's that. There's the prestige system is broken. People don't ride rides, and you can't say anything on the Planet Coaster forums about this because there's as soon as you say, oh well, the prestige system is broken, people won't ride flat rides. Oh, they'll ride the flat rides. All you gotta do is just put 18 more sequences onto the flat ride, and they'll ride it. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely dumb. You do not need to put 18 sequences on a flat ride to get somebody to come and ride this stupid flat ride. Alright, so what all is this all leading to? Why am I going on this rant? Well, because this coaster, I couldn't get the excitement up on it. I could not get the prestige up on it, no matter what I did. And therefore, all the work and stuff that I put into this beautiful haunted house that was kind of a labor of love that I did. I think I worked on this for like 2 days total. Didn't matter at all because nobody rode it. And that was kind of, this was the start of the downfall of my park. I started losing money pretty badly around this point, and it took me a while to kind of recover from this. I had kind of a bankruptcy cycle back when I built, like right around the 10th anniversary kind of thing, where people weren't really coming to the park and I wasn't really getting many visitors. And yeah, so that's kind of what happened with this. But here we are at the end of the video. You guys have watched the creation of my haunted house. We're going to jump into a little showcase video so I can really show off what it actually looks like in the end. And I do just want to say that, again, I never did finish this game because or finish this actual ride because I did lose interest in it because the peeps wouldn't ride it. And therefore I had no interest to actually finish it, including the inside of it. So I never did anything with the interior, and it is what it is. But hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. I mean, I did make this awesome outside area for it, and the guests didn't care at all, so I lost interest in this ride and just went on to something else for the next year. So I will see you guys in the next video, which you should see here in the next few days. I've kind of got a sequence down now, not really a sequence, but more of a pattern that I'm kind of working with now. As far as I kind of know what most of my work hours are anymore, unless they change all of a sudden. So I've got this kind of schedule that I've been kind of keeping, and it allows me at least 2 days to kind of work on some videos and get some stuff done. The only problem is I use Sony Vegas to make my videos, and Sony Vegas is really, really slow. I've played around with Adobe Premiere, and Premiere is so much faster for rendering videos. Like, it's almost 3 times the speed of what Vegas is, if not more than that. And it can render my videos so much quicker, but I don't know how to use it, Premiere. I really don't. I can do like a time lapse, and that's about it with it. I don't know how to use it, and I should probably sit down and learn how to use it, but you know how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I'm a fairly old dog. It took me forever to even learn how to use Vegas, and I'm just now getting kind of the hang of that, so it takes me forever to render these videos. My video that I posted this morning, as I'm now recording this one, it should be up online, for City Skylines, it took 4 hours to render a 30-minute video, which I could have had done in Premiere in like no time. But that's why my videos are kind of slow in coming out. So I don't know, maybe I will take some time and try to learn some Premiere and try to get better at that and learn the tricks and stuff of it, but I'm just so used to Vegas at this point, I just don't know. So anyway, I've rambled on enough in this video. Right now, we're gonna head out and let's check out what the ride looks like in the end. And you guys tell me, what you think of it. Do you like it? Comments, everything below, and I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, if you'd like to help support me and my channel, I have a Patreon page where you can do just that. You can pledge anything from $1 or more. Anyone who pledges $15 or more gets a unique, specially designed roller coaster and Planet Coaster made just for them. My little way of saying thanks. You can also just send donations as well if you don't want to join Patreon. You can find those links in the video description below. Every tiny red cent I make from these means the world to me and is extremely helpful. If you're interested in my PC setup that I work with and play on that you see here, every piece of the system is described below with links to Amazon if you want to purchase them or anything else. Thanks for tuning in to my videos and my channel. If you aren't already a subscriber, click that on the screen below. And you can also check out a few of my other videos on the screen here as well. You can keep up to date on what's going on in my own little world via Twitter or watch me stream live on Twitch as well. Links are in the video description below. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.